help me understand this. You want me to have empathy for a person who built their entire career spewing every form of hate possible and relegating anyone who wasn't a white male into subhuman status. How does that exactly work? So let's take inventory of some of the things that he said. He believed that if you were a member of the LGBTQIA community, you deserved to be deleted from the timeline. He believed that if he saw a brown or black face in the cockpit of an airplane, he would be afraid because that automatically means that person is unqualified for that job. He believed that women should submit under any and all circumstances to the wishes of their husbands. He believed that in an instance where his own daughter was impregnated as a 10-year-old, that she should be forced to carry that baby to term. He believed that British colonialism, the kind that wiped out millions of indigenous populations around the world, was a net positive and a benefit. He believed that the Great Replacement Theory was real. He believed that MLK was a terrible person. He believed that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. He believed that the person who assaulted Nancy Pelosi's husband was a patriot and should be bailed out. He cheerled the J6 insurrection. He fully backed the people who built a gallows for the vice president. He shed zero tears and offered zero sympathy to any number of kids who met the same fate that he met. He cheerled as elected Democrat officials were wiped out. He pushed conspiracy theories of all sorts. He believed that George Floyd deserved what he got, and the J6 domestic terrorists were unjustly prosecuted. He believes that Muslims should not hold office in the United States because it was Muslims who were behind 9/11. He was gleefully cheering along as people who look like me and people who are darker than me were disappeared off the streets and sent off to concentration camps. He thought taking a picture in front of Alligator Alcatraz was a great idea. He saw nothing wrong with police indiscriminately attacking various communities of color and doing whatever they needed to do because that was law and order. See, the interesting thing about all of this is that it isn't surprising. I came from those circles. I've always been independent, but there was a period of time through my 20s and early 30s where I was more conservative aligned. But then these sorts of things kept coming up where it became more and more clear that the freedom that side of the aisle talks about is reserved for the wealthy white elite. And that freedom doesn't include anybody, and it especially doesn't include me or anybody darker than me. But here's the thing. The interesting thing about that side of the aisle is that if you're this shade, you have unlimited grace. And anything that happens to you, no matter how terrible a person you are, you get a pass. If you're this shade or darker, you get zero grace. The smallest mistake is going to be perceived as a huge slight. And that is the nature of that side of the aisle. That is why they are demanding empathy, while at the same time, these are the same people that had zero empathy for anybody else, and in fact, were cheerleading along because it wasn't them. And those people deserved it. And these people are now demanding that we show them empathy. The game doesn't work that way. He built his entire career on one principle, and that principle is that there is one race that is supreme over all. So for anybody that's out there saying that he's owed empathy, you're making the case to the wrong group of people. The level of entitlement that exists with that side of the aisle, where they're demanding empathy from people that they've terrorized and subjugated, is mind-blowing. You will get nothing. You're not getting sympathy. You're not getting tears. You're not getting thoughts. You're not getting prayers. You're not getting empathy. You get nothing. And if that hurts your feelings, that's a you problem. Do better in your day-to-day life, and then when you need it, people might actually show up for you. Until then, miss me with that.